you did mention the kinetic. Hopefully, we do not go there. Just to be clear again for everybody, but we do see some kinetic operations going on in Iran, and this directly ties into what are we funding, right, with these treasury bills, things like that. So the first headline here is Lockheed Martin getting awarded a $58.6 billion contract by the U.S. government, specifically to produce the Patriot missile system. It's their PAC-3 MSE interceptors. And I'm saying that it is important. There are a variety of other interceptors and missiles and things that we do need to produce. But you're probably hearing a lot in the news today about America's missile stockpile. I believe Pete Hegseth, Department of War, mentioned this as well in testimony that we were already low in missiles ahead of the Iran war. Obviously, coming through that, we've been using a lot of those, and both offensively and defensively. I'm going to come back to this slide because there's some key points on I want to get back to, but I think the context here is really important. So this is a table put together by the Center for Strategic and International Studies. So I cannot claim any ownership over this, but what they've done is they've estimated the pre-war versus mid-war inventory of each of these different types of munitions missiles. So down the left-hand side here, the SM-3, SM-6, THAAD, Patriot, and that's specifically the one that we're talking about right now, in this red box, are used generally defensively. And so the reason why I'm calling this out is that it's usually used to protect ships. So if we're trying to put personnel and ships in range to go and attack a specific target, you hopefully have some type of defensive munition to be able to stop any incoming threats. And so you see here, pre-war inventory, we're already we're in the thousands, right? So just imagine the entire United States having just 1,000 of these SM-6s as an example. Patriot missiles, we had 2,300 just about. And then as of this table, we're estimated to be close to that, just over 1,000 missiles remaining. So if we think about the tactics of this, again, like I mentioned, generally defensive. The Patriot missiles can be ship-based, can be land-based on some type of a truck or something like that. But again, you're usually putting these in position to try to let your forces go in and ideally take out whatever might actually kill U.S. soldiers, right? So when we're talking about things like the Iran war, we're supplying these missiles to our allies who are helping, move forward American objectives. But likewise, the American government, you need these for, let's say, a broader war or other flashpoints that might happen over time if those were so to happen. The other thing I want to call out here is this delivery timeline. So on the right-hand side, this is in months. And what they've done here is they've included the entire pre-manufacturing lead time as well. So the contracting time, all of that, gathering the materials and resources, and then the actual assembly time into this final delivery time of 42 months. So we're talking right now about the U.S. with this headline with Lockheed Martin that we're going to start contracts to produce these Patriot missiles, given no changes to the current contracting system, their output, things like that. That's 4 years away. So just something to keep in mind there. And then the final thing I really wanted to point out here is that the 2032 date that they've set on this contract. We've talked in the previous episode about all these different deals that we've been working on with countries like Iraq to try to route around some of the Hormuz choke points for oil and other resources. We've got deals in place, working towards deals with other countries on things like PAC-Silica, trying to gather these critical resources that we need to go develop these things. But I think there's a little bit of a hint that maybe we might be expecting to continue to see some flashpoints, some kinetic confrontations over the next couple of years, and it's not going to be something that's solved in the next year or two, like we might all be hoping. So all to say, I do think there's some good in this. Obviously, I'm not a fan of the military industrial complex, but I think if you're looking at this from the type of missile they're trying to produce and the type of stockpile they're trying to resupply, rather than go out and say we're going to go build a brand new set of offensive capabilities, this is definitely a step to try to replenish that and protect American soldiers.
Yeah, so something we didn't touch on, the the key thing here, this almost $59 billion contract, I think, if you, all right, there's different types of procurement deals versus country to country sales. Um, this is one of the bigger ones, I think, in history in terms of production capacity
It is. Yep.
expansion. So this would take the annual production capacity of the Patriot, the PAC-3 MSEs. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not a missile expert. I'm not even going to pretend to stay at the Holiday Inn last night. My point here, the key thing, because I want to translate this in capital markets expectations. Um, Production capacity is being ramped up here with this deal from 650 roughly annual production to 2,000 is the target. So we're going to expand capacity, and this process is, it's a multi-year contract that, Cameron, as you mentioned, 2032. That's 6 years away. So if you think this, what we're seeing in Iran is going to be wrapped up quickly, maybe it is, maybe it's not, and there's being progress made every day, or it's a tug of war. Some days, two steps forward, one steps back, whatever. Um, and then the broader, the arena here is global, right? But this is in my read. This is telling me, oh, this is we opened up Pandora's box. You could say it was definitely clear with February 2022. Probably predates earlier than that. We've been working up to this, but if you think we're going back to the capital markets you saw from 1980 to 2020, like it's not going to happen. And this is your signal of where the defense contractors are being asked, or what they're being asked to procure for the U.S. government.